some ribs, but not just any kind of ribs, competition-style ribs.
That's right.
What does that mean?
So what we decided to do is the big thing in barbecue right now is it's on all the food shows, the competitions in the barbecue world. It's all about that rub. And so what we wanted to do differently is, first of all, we're starting with the finest ribs that you can get, right? And then what we're doing is we've never done before, is we are rubbing them with our 2 different flavored rubs, the bourbon or that sweet and smoky original one, and then we're letting this rest. And when we rest, it pulls the moisture up, and then we slow smoke it just like we do every other rib that we have.
Right.
And
for
then
hours. How many hours?
6 to 7 hours.
Holy guacamole.
Yep. And then we sauce it. So what that does is, and the reason I'm calling it competition is because this is exactly what the Pitmaster's secrets are. It's all about the rub, and so that rub gets in there, the flavor gets all the way in there, it adds a whole other texture and layer of flavor, but you still get that tender melt in your mouth, fall off, look at that, fall off the rib. Look at this. Look how tender and juicy that is. And the extra layer of flavor is in that rub before we cook it, and then that sauce caramelizes down that meat after.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, okay. I'm coming over here because I'm done. I'm going to get some food, but I want to show you exactly what you're choosing because I've just been told that original is really limited.
Oh my gosh, okay.
You are receiving 5 1-pound seasoned competition-style barbecue ribs, and then you're just choosing, do you want the original season that Jimmy was talking about or the bourbon? And the original is already very, very limited, and Jimmy Stovall is from Corky's.
That's
so
right.
Corky's is all about, it's the place for ribs. So this is a feature price, 3 easy payments of $23.32 for that rack, right? So for 5 pounds, 5 1-ounce pounds. But we're $69. Did you see the comparable retail value is $120? We're $50 less. I mean, that's what we're talking about, savings. And you guys fly here to show us these ribs.
Do.
I want some food. If somebody doesn't know Corky's, I don't know how they could.
Okay, so
tell us
take
what Corky's
this right here. So Corky's, we're a family-run barbecue restaurant, Memphis, Tennessee. Over 30 years, voted year after year after year. And you've had our ribs before.
I'm getting it in.
But let me tell you, that whole extra layer of flavor with that competition style and that rub, and just, it adds a whole nother level to ribs. Okay, this is truly, look at that. You can see the flecks of seasoning in there that gets down in there when you're cooking it.
I'm about to put that in my belly.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
But you'll get the sauce, that smooth sauce, that bourbon sauce, then that rub, and the smoky flavor of that meat. How good is that?
What he said.
So that's the bourbon.
Okay.
A little more bold oak barrel flavor. So this is the original, a little bit sweeter, a little bit smokier. And remember, it's still the same old-fashioned ribs, still done 6 to 7 hours. We've just added the extra layer of that dry rub, which is all the rave right now in barbecue world. And you get that flavor that goes all the way down in that meat. Look how tender and juicy that is. That rib has been smoked for 6 and 7 hours, and that is the Corky's difference right there.
So here's the thing, right? Now is the time we're all thinking ribs. These are already cooked for us. So what happens when we get them home? We're going to get our 1-pound racks home. 5 of them, so 5 total pounds. You're having people over for the game. You're having people over because you want an outside spades or bid whist party. You're having people over because, you know, you're having people over.
Labor Day's coming up. It's still middle of the summer. It's barbecue time, and we've done the work for you. So they're going to come. What we've done is we've taken the extra step to cut them into these 1-pound portions. So it's about a meal size or a plate size.
Yeah.
And then when you get them home, they're already sauced, fully cooked. You just thaw them in your fridge overnight. And if you're doing them in the oven because you just can't wait, then you do 350 for about half an hour. I like to cover them, and then at the very end, open that foil up, let them cook for a few minutes longer to crisp up on the top. And look at that right there. Melt in your mouth barbecue, competition style, Pitmaster secret rubs. You can't go wrong. Okay, so here's where I say auto delivery, which means that you're going to lock in this great value because we're under 70 and you could easily spend another 50 bucks and 120 to get the quality of rib that you're getting, the amount of ribs that you're getting. So you lock in the value. Auto delivery means they're going to come to your home. They're going to ship every 90 days for about a year. But what you're doing is you're like, yep, I lock in the value. Yep, I want to lock in the easy pay. And yep, I'm going to lock in the free shipping and handling. And you can cancel anytime. But once you get a taste of Corky's ribs, I warn you, it's going to be like a Jones. It's going to be like it's like your jam. You're going to want it always in your freezer. Because you started there, right? I mean, you've been at Corky's. You started as a what at Corky's? In the drive-thru. I did. I did. Oh, thank you.
Originally
I did.
sold out, so bourbon is what we got.
You're pulling up my history and
Oh, yeah,
everything.
tell me, so
I did. I started in the drive-thru over 25 years ago. Worked my way up to manager and years and years, and now I've been with the family and all the fantastic workers there and the pit masters for over. I've been there almost 25 years.
Whoa! Look
And
at that yumminess.
we
I
do
want
it
some of that
exactly
sauce.
the same way every single time, and that's what the difference is. We don't take any shortcuts. We don't change how
No.
we do things, and that is why you get this fantastic tender rib every single time.
Shamelessly, finger licking.
And if you don't get it on your, you know you didn't do it right.
Right,
You didn't
exactly.
get it
If
on
you're
yourself.
not getting your finger
That's right.
on, then the rib isn't really that tasty. But the great thing about that story is that I asked Jimmy, I was like, so you've worked there since you were a wee lad. Do you still eat the ribs? And guess what he said?
Yes, absolutely.
And he was like, actually, it's almost the last place that I stop before I go home.
That's
like,
right.
I'm like, and I'll have an order before
That's
I'm
right.
going home.
And you know what? And
That makes me laugh.
my daughter absolutely loves ribs. And it's so
makes
funny
me laugh.
because if we're going to go somewhere else, she's like, can we go to Corky's? Can we go to Corky's? And we're like, I mean, we can go there anytime. And she's like, no, I want Corky's. So it really is, to me, barbecue is all about family, friends, and, fantastic nostalgia. And this right here,
Right here.
is, you see how
Yeah.
thick that is?
Yep.
This right here, that's what it's all about.
So I just want you to think about it. Like we said, the comparable retail is $120. We have the bourbon remaining, but if one of your racks, like you get a rib dinner, which is one of the racks, the
Yes.
1 pound racks. That's
Yeah.
$20, $20, $20,
Absolutely.
That's why
You know
it's
when you go to
$120.
dinner.
You know
Yeah.
what you're gonna get.
Right.
But here we're at $70, and you get the meal for 5 people. Each one has their own 1 pound rack. They will think that you are the woman or the man.
That's right.
They
And
totally
the
will.
bourbon is phenomenal. I'm just saying. I created
But
the
lock
bourbon a
in
while
auto
back.
delivery.
Yeah.
Okay, do that. Thanks, Jimmy.
All right, thank you.
Nice
You'll
to
enjoy
see
it.
you. It was
Yep.
really awesome. Still to come in my gourmet holiday. So we had some crumb cake, had a little bit of finger licking rib. Now we need to have some cookies. Yes, we do, from Cheryl's. And this is 7 minutes away. This is our one day only. This is the first time that Cheryl's has ever had 16 different flavors in one assortment. Let me tell you, 32 cookies, 16 flavors, under $40. Wait till you hear these flavors. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Mary Eckenrode said that there were like 6 or 7 different buttercream frostings. There are 7 different buttercream frostings. Hello. I know. Is it hungry time? Apparently, I'm hungry.
Getting all excited.
I am, and I was super excited about this, Diane Welsh. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. I was just looking at your earrings.